There are two kinds of people in this world. Either you're doing things you know you shouldn't, or you're not doing things you know you should. Guess what? We're both. Hi, I'm Marcy Barker, life and business coach, aka your loving kick in the pants. This podcast is here to help you become accountable with aligned action and become boss-minded while growing a business without sacrificing what matters most. Let's dive in. Good morning, my beautiful people. I'm happy to be back at your Loving Kick in the Pants podcast with another episode. This one's going to be really quick, and the reason is I have a really great podcast planned for you because this month is me celebrating 10 years in business. And I never thought I would get this far. I never wanted to start a business in the first place. I can tell you more about that. But in the month of September, there's going to be a podcast episode about the 10 biggest, most important lessons I learned in 10 years in business. And I'm pulling out the biggest lesson learned from each year in business. So it's going to be story time, and it's going to be a journey, and it's going to be a longer episode. So it just requires a little bit more prep. I'm super excited to share that with you because I will be completely real with you. Even though I've been in business 10 years, there's probably been 1,000 times that I wanted to quit, where I was like, I think I'm just going to go be a bagger at the grocery store so I can get a discount on groceries and talk to everybody. And business is hard, but it's so rewarding. And I just took a survey about my podcast. Somebody's like, we can make your podcast grow really big. Take this quiz. And throughout that quiz, I was like, I am not aspiring to be a huge podcast host, but I am aspiring to have massive impact on your hearts and your lives and your business. So today's podcast, I wanted to share a few things that I'm just super happy about. And I hope that this is your loving kick in the pants to get involved in a community, because community means everything. So I'm going to share a couple of posts just from the past few days that I think are inspiration and motivation for you to just get out there. Because like I said, entrepreneurship is hard and it can be lonely, especially if you don't have people who understand you or you don't have friends to go along that journey with. So we're going to dive right in. But if you haven't yet, if you guys are still listening to this, just know I've been doing a video podcast for a long time now. I don't know, it's been a few months now. So you can watch episodes on Spotify and you can watch them on YouTube as well, or you can just keep listening everywhere that you've been listening. I am sincerely grateful for your support. So today we're going to talk about community. And again, I want you to use this as a loving kick in the pants to get involved. So the very first thing I want to tell you about is in the Facebook group, Bossminded. If you guys are not in the Facebook group yet, do it, because it's a really supportive and fun place to hang out. And you guys can just go to bossminded.com, click on community. You can add your information there, and then you'll be led into the Facebook group. But we have had a tradition in this Facebook group for a really long time, and it is called Successful Saturday. And actually, I've been doing Successful Saturday for years and years and years, long before Bossminded was a thing. But Successful Saturday is a way for you to just look back on what you've done for the week and count your blessings, count your successes, because that is one of the best things you can do to keep going in business. So I want to share other people's success that they've had this week, just because this post is always a way to light up me. I'm so excited to be surrounded by people who are working on their business because it's inspiring, but also I am super happy to have created a community where people are happy to share their successes. I don't know about you, but in the past I've shared my successes with people and they find a reason to cut me down about it. Or they find a reason to judge, or they find a reason to tell me what I should be doing with that success. Or they paint a picture in their head about you and your business that maybe it's not necessarily true. I remember one of the first years in business, my dad, he looked at my website and he's like, so are you a millionaire yet? And I was like, no. I don't know why you would think that, but it was because my website looked really good. And it wasn't because I paid somebody to do a website. It was because my husband is a computer programmer with skills. So having a place to share your successes on a regular basis is a really good way to just keep going in business, but to build relationships with people who understand. So in the Bossminded Facebook group, every Saturday, there is a post that says, Successful Saturday, tell us something that went well this week, business or personal. And somebody said they got their immigration consulting license. That's massive. That's massive. Another person said, I got 6 new clients this week. And I wish I could tell you what this person sells. I cannot recall, but 6 new clients, that's a big deal. Somebody else, one of my past clients, she said, I've had 21 people sign up for my 2 candle making workshops. This I'm so happy about because while we were working together, we were building up her email list. We were building up her local community. We found local shops for her to put her candles in. And she bit the bullet and is doing a class. On top of doing a class, she got 21 signups. Like, that is a massive deal. So I'm really excited about that. Somebody else said, moved into my new place in city. I live on a hill and the view is amazing. And I'm so happy about this too, because this person, we've stayed in contact. We've been Facebook friends. We've met a couple times because she has come to the Bossminded events, but she has gone through a massive transition of not being sure if she can stay in business, and then finding clients, and then raising her prices. And most recently, she just left a really bad situation. So now she's in a safe place and she's thriving. She's making more money than she ever has. So that's exciting. That's super exciting. Another person, also a past client, said, I created a freebie offer for an email funnel I'm also going to create. And I'm excited about that. It's been a while since we worked together. So I asked her, what's the freebie? And other people commented and said, what is it? What's the freebie? So sharing her successes is also an invitation to get more leads and clients with people who are curious about what she's doing. And that's great. Another person said, I had a very profitable week. Thank God. And that was amazing too, because imagine you are surrounded with people who are having profitable weeks. It sounds really simple. It sounds really small, but think about how many people we surround ourselves with that don't have profitable weeks. That takes a toll. That takes a toll on our own progress, and sometimes it stunts our ability to think big. So I loved that comment. Another person said, I just connected with 2 moms for my son's fishing team. New connections is always a win. I agree with that. Hey, my beautiful people. If you're loving these episodes, you'll want the full experience. I've bundled both of my books, The Accountability Code and Becoming Boss-Minded, into one powerful package. You'll get instant access to the audiobooks and ebooks so you can learn and grow anytime, anywhere. Head to bossminded.com and grab the book bundle now. It's the perfect way to stay inspired between episodes. All right, let's dive back in. Somebody else said, I just launched my bookkeeping power hour, a co-working hour for business owners who want to do their own books, to come ask questions and actually stay caught up on their books. I have members already. And I love this because when you use a successful Saturday post effectively, you're going to get people who are interested. So of course you have people that comment and say, when is it? Send me details. And I love that. Another person shared a screenshot of their website because they just revamped it. That is a big success. And the last comment up to date right now says, I finally opened my Etsy shop doing seamless digital designs. That is a big deal too, because she said finally, which means she's been working on it for a while. And now she has a place where she can share her success and get support with that. So if you are not in the Boss-Minded Facebook group yet and you're a female, then you definitely need to be in here. Even for this post alone, it can do a lot for you growing in your own personal life and your business. And that's one of the things I'm happiest about, is because having a community, is so important. The other post that I wanted to share last night, or by the time that you guys are listening to this past week, I was asked to guest host a women's group. And it was so fun because I introduced myself and I said, I'm the guest host. And they're like, you're the celebrity host. And, they did not know that I was on a big production. And anyway, so it's just kind of funny. But it made me laugh because now people think I'm a celebrity, which I'm not a celebrity. But I was asked to host and we played Bunko. We did Bunko, the dice game. If you haven't played it yet, it's totally fun. Some people, I was really surprised by this because when I first heard about Bunko, I was like a sub for a group, because Bunko is played in multiples of 4 people, which means not just anybody can come, but you have to make sure that you have the right amount of people. And so some women came to this Bunko night being so excited because they have never been invited to a bunker group. They've always felt like private and closed. And I told one of the girls, I said, my groups are not like that. It's not private and closed. Like, we will invite whoever we can and we'll adjust with the numbers. So last night we had a bunko group and I just wanted to read the comments, and these are not as in variety as the last post, but I just want you to imagine that you were in this event, that you got to come to a girls' night, your bucket was filled and you had fun. If you don't have that, I don't want you to listen to this and feel bad for yourself or have a pity party. I want you to know that there are groups out there of women who are waiting for you. They're waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to be the first person who's maybe feeling a little bit scared about showing up. But last night we had 25 women show up, and more, I would say half, about more than half, they were brand new. They had never been before. And a lot of people came not knowing anybody at all. That takes courage. And there are benefits for having that courage. So the host said, we had so much fun tonight at our bunko night. A huge thank you to our game night celebrity host, Marcy Barker. Please give her a follow. She's amazing. We hope to see all of you at our holiday market in November. And the comments just said, such a fun-filled night. Such a great time. Looking forward to the next one. Thanks for the invite and such a fun evening. So much fun. Thank you all for doing this. Thank you all for such a great time. I had a great time, Marcy Barker. You're amazing. These kind of communities are waiting for you. I want you to know that. Like, no prerequisites. You don't have to be anybody special. All you have to do is put yourself out there and show an interest in helping other people feel included, and you're going to feel included the same too. And when it comes to community, I actually saw a video on Instagram a long time ago, and this girl said, you know the saying, it takes a village? She's like, you have to want to be a part of the village to experience the village. Like, if you want help from other people, you have to show up to stuff. You have to be there for other people. And you have to partake in the village idea that everybody has importance and everybody has significance. So if you're listening to this and you've been like me in the past where you have a pity party and you're like, I'm waiting to be invited, or I wish I was invited, or somebody posted without hanging out, or somebody posted without me and they didn't ask me to hang out, like, get over yourself. That's your loving kick in the pants for this week, is get out there and create opportunities or look for opportunities where people are inviting. They're making invitations for people just like you to come and be a part of it. So I want to leave you with that. And if you need a challenge, go find a group of women. Join the Bossminded Facebook group if you haven't yet. But I promise you, if you're feeling alone, or you're feeling like people don't understand you, or you're feeling like you don't have any friends to go the long game with, I promise you there's people out there. And it does take some effort to find them, but you need people just as much as they need you. And I do not want you to forget that. So stay tuned for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. I cannot wait to share my 10 greatest lessons in my 10 years in business. And ultimately, I want to thank you all for being here. The fact that you're here listening to this podcast means that you have a desire to improve your life and your business with the use of accountability. And of course, my loving kicks in the pants are going to be here for you. And I want you to know that I see you, and it's worth the effort, and you're going to make it to your next goal. You just got to keep going. All right, I'll see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. Thanks for tuning in, friend. If this episode gave you value, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with someone in your circle who's ready to wake up, show up, and grow their business without sacrificing what matters most. When you do, you're not just helping them, you're building your network of like-minded leaders. And I'll say this plainly, leaving a kind review matters more than you know. It helps more people find the show, and it keeps the momentum going. So pause for a moment and please drop that review. Lastly, if there's a topic you want me to cover, I want to hear from you. Reach out, because this podcast is for you and I'm here to serve. Until next time, stay boss-minded.